Well, hello world. Welcome back again to the UnChristian podcast. Excited to be here this day with you. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time tuning in, please press that subscription button there on the YouTube channel. Please like, share this episode and the channel to other people as well. Welcome. Dase, how are you?
I'm good. Mbedzi, how are you doing?
Oh, great stuff.
Awesome.
Yes. And today we are having a wonderful guest who is doing great things out there. I'm excited, Mdase.
I'm very excited.
I'm telling you, it's going to be an unusual, extraordinary conversation on the subject of love and marriage. Life partnership also, and we're going to deal with these issues, of course, in the UnChristian podcast way. Yes, and none other with us today is Dr. Mashudu Mbedzi. Thank you so much, Doc. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, it's an honor for us to have you.
Yeah,
Thank you for making the time indeed, sir.
Thanks.
Yes. Marriage is a topic that you are passionate about.
Yes.
Relationships and all of that. Tell us a bit about your background, even your family background and all of that. And just who is Dr. Mashudu Mbedzi?
Dr. Mashudu Mbedzi is just an ordinary man, a child of God, a servant of God.
Yes.
And then I grew up praying for people when I was still very young.
Yeah.
I think that calling made me to meet a lot of people all over. Spent most of my time La Pezzo, Lawana, Pretoria, worked Mozambique, Swaziland, and I think I've met so many people in life through God's grace.
Yes.
I think that ability to you need to learn and know other people better.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have that kind of saying, you know God, it opens doors for you, meeting different people in different professions.
Yes.
But I like the concept of education because it opens your mindset and
Right.
it makes you to grow.
Yes.
When you go to cool, become a better person. So I've written globally, Switzerland, India, contribution to chapters, academic articles,
Yes.
which meaning you are writing at the what we call peer review at the highest level.
Okay. And you've got some books that you have written. The first one that we have in our hands, and I was so excited when I heard you speak about this on one of the television stations. Married but intimately divorced.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that, aren't you? Say that again. Married but intimately divorced.
Yes.
My goodness. What does marriage mean for you, Bob?
Marriage, let's start. Marriage is a beautiful concept.
Yeah.
It's a gift of loving someone and spending the rest of your life with someone that you love. But unfortunately, it doesn't go like that. But my argument of saying married but intimately divorced, when you say you love someone, meaning there's a connection. To say there's a certain fire or spark that makes you to love someone that you don't know.
Yeah.
To an extent that you say, hey, I want to make this person a takeaway. And I stay with that person. You can't sleep before you say, talk to them in the evening. Yeah. But when that fire moves away, technically I'm saying you are divorced.
I see.
Because you have separated. So now when
you're still living together.
You are living together physically but intimately you are gone. Meaning you are no longer there. You are there for certain reasons, be it assets, kids, if there are any, or children and so forth, or fear of the unknown, to say it's better the devil that I know than someone that I don't know. So it's very complicated and it's very sad because you are living. That's why I say a bedroom is an intimate prison, meaning you are imprisoned in your own space. When you think of saying, I want to go home, maybe you are at work, you say, hey, there starts a problem. You're so I'm going back to hell. And when your partner calls you during the day, you say, I wonder what the devil is looking for. So you now have a problem. There's no longer communication, intimacy. And you are sitting with an elephant in the room.
My goodness.
And you are sitting with someone that's why I'm saying you are imprisoned for how long we don't know.
Tell me, doctor, are there specific traits that make a marriage where you can say, because now my question about, especially this book, Married but Intimately Divorced, is it still marriage if there's no intimacy? Are there specific traits whereby we say when there is 1, 2, 3, 4, that means that is a marriage? And therefore, if this is taken away, it is no longer marriage.
That's a good question. The institution of marriage will say you are still married.
The institution
of
marriage.
But your lifestyle is no longer that of marriage. Because you're no longer living a quality life that you expect it to be. Meaning, your marriage has died.
So it's no longer marriage. It's no,
it's no longer a quality marriage that you deem or expect it to be. Meaning you are in prison, so it's toxic. Depending on the level of toxicity in your relationship, what are the issues that you are now faced with? You were saying you know this person, but you say, hey, I wish I knew.
Hey.
Otherwise, I was going to say, I wish I knew this person. That's why, as I discuss in the book, to say strangers in marriage, you are married to someone, most people don't know each other. The fact that I love you does not mean that I really understand or know you better. Because the institution of marriage relationship is saying, I must learn to love you and know you better. The fact that you have got a child does not mean that you know them or know what they're going through. Similarly, the fact that I'm married to you, does not mean that you love me. I might need you. You might prioritize me, but only to find that I take you as an option. Therefore, what is the quality of marriage? I need you, but I don't love you. So you might be needed, but not loved.
Wow. That is deep. That is deep right there. Because sometimes it sounds romantic. To say, oh, I need you. But it can be toxic as well, because it doesn't mean that I really love you and care about you. It means I have identified that you meet a particular need in my life, and I will keep you around for that long. But, Doc, when many people come into marriage, when many of us go into marriage, we go into it, I'll say, with rose-tinted glasses. We're expecting it to be happy. We never expect to be intimately divorced or formally divorced, for that matter. What happens? Where does it start to break down where we are now intimately divorced?
It's very complicated. Sometimes you'll find that the truth kicks in. Remember, when you start to meet someone, you've got feelings. You are using your. I normally say, don't use your feelings or emotions to decide. Use your mindset.
Right.
When there are challenges, or if you want to evaluate the person that you have, take your feelings and put them in a deep freezer and check the character. That's the mistake.
Park them aside.
That's the mistake that we make, to say, when you see someone that you love, we look at how they are dressed, what they are driving. We don't check the real character and the well-being of the person, the maturity level.
Right.
I might look old only to find that I behave like a kid, like a child. A child at 15 reasons much better than me at 50 or 60.
Sure.
So you need to understand, to say, what are you faced with?
And now, when you are realizing these, should we call them red flags?
Yes.
What tools are used at the time? You to confront the issues head on with your partner, to say, I'm starting to feel this way. Other people don't feel that they can even talk about these things, because communication is very deep. And I know you've got great thoughts on communication as well. But the communication level is not there, where I can just plainly say something. I'm scared to hurt you. I'm scared to disappoint myself even. What do we do when we start seeing these red flags, when the spark starts dying?
I think the main thing is to learn to love each other and learn to know each other better.
All right.
And remember, the mistake that we make once we get into marriage, in a relationship, we take a back seat, assuming that things will function on an autopilot.
Ish.
I normally define marriage or relationship as driving in one car going different directions. Because your visions and expectations are not known. Maybe they've not been defined. So you need to know to say, what is it that you want to achieve in your relationship?
Right.
What is it that you need to work in building your relationship? Learn to have that kind of, most relationships don't have the concept of friendship.
Right.
Because that keeps you together in terms of the different seasons of your marriage or relationship.
Sure.
When you face challenges, you're able to talk to each other and engage each other in a without judging each other. And the ability to communicate at any level.
Yeah.
Remember, a wife needs a husband at home, not a manager, a senior manager.
Yeah.
Similarly, so to a husband.
That's correct.
So I should be able to adjust and be a husband or be a partner, be a wife at home, in a home setup. Remove your egos, not to say I'm a Christian and my culture does not allow me to wash plates. It shows that I'm no longer man enough. You play your role as a man or as a woman. There are partners who end up babysitting their partners because you play a role of both of a husband and wife or wife-husband or either way.
Sure.
Because the other partner is not playing their role.
Yeah.
So how then do you expect the marriage to function or to be successful? Because the other person is taking your energy away. You are married in a community of property, but the other partner is wasting the resources of marriage. And when you divorce, is in community of whose property?
Whose property?
Tell me, doctor.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm thinking as you speak, is there a way to avoid this? I am not married, but I'd love to get married one day. Is there some character traits that I should embody, and therefore that I should be looking out for from a partner before I embark on a journey of marriage? Should I get married again?
That you will.
Amen.
That's interesting. The first thing is that you need to know, who are you? You need to know yourself. There are people who want to be understood, but they don't understand themselves.
Wow.
There are people who want to be loved, but they don't love themselves. Do you know who you are? Do you love yourself? Do you really, when you say, I want a man like this or a woman like this, at what standard, who are you? Because you are bringing in expectations without your own. So therefore, how do you understand? There are people who want to be respected, but they don't respect other people.
Wow.
So as much as I want to be loved, I need to, the best person to love you is yourself. Understand yourself. It doesn't matter the road that you have traveled, issues that you went through, but deal with your baggage and offload. So that you know that wherever I'm going, I'm not going to use the same principles and challenges that I faced to an innocent person who has nothing to do with what I went through. But therefore I normally say, learn what your challenges have come to teach you. To say what are the lessons learned from what I was faced with. There was a purpose for you to go through those challenges. I mean, if you're a Christian, you'll understand to say, if Jesus faced all the he was insulted, who am I?
To not want to go through.
To avoid those. So it's not a matter of avoidance. Challenges are expected. It's a learning process, but from there, what kind of building material are you? What are you made of? It's a matter of getting out of the situation and becoming a better person. But therefore, you need to understand to say, you are living your life. You live once, you die once. You don't owe anyone any expectations. Whatever people are saying bad or good about you, people will say whatever they want. But remember, whatever they say defines their level of thinking. But this is who I am. But therefore, it does not avoid you learning from what they are saying to say, I can do things better.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing.
It is. All right. Therefore, what I'm hearing you say is it is important for me to do the inner work.
Yes.
And heal any childhood traumas I may have before I can introduce somebody else to my life. All right.
I think understand your emotions and learn to deal with them. It's a process, but it doesn't stop you from getting someone. But deal with your issues, get counseling, get someone to talk to. But acceptance is one. Accept that you are faced with a challenge and don't try to suppress those feelings. If it says you must cry, you need to cry as much as you can.
Right.
If it means that you must get mad, you need to. It goes with the issue of emotional intelligence, the ability to control your emotions and those of others. To say you don't, there are certain people who say, hey, this person is a Christian, but he's the worst devil that you can ever find. I am known to be the best father outside, but in my own household, I'm the worst devil to my children. So it depends, who are you?
Can we then say that marriage is for two complete healed individuals?
Is that correct to say? Because that's what it's
I'll say yes and no.
Okay.
No, in a sense to say, I might be facing my challenges, but not healed, but learning and dealing with my issues without affecting the relationship.
All right.
There's nothing wrong with that. But healed in a sense to say you have decided to commit, then you must learn to love and commit into the relationship. Don't bring garbage to say, I've not healed, so this is what I faced before. No, it doesn't work like that. Healed in a sense of saying, whatever baggage I had first has nothing to do with, I restart from scratch.
Right.
This is where we start from point zero. So we reset the kilometers going forward. Then correctly so.
Oh, that's great.
Awesome.
In chapter 1 of the book, you already mentioned this topic to say the bedroom has become an intimate prison. Now, the bedroom, lovemaking, sex, that is supposed to be an intimate, spiritual, beautiful experience.
Yes.
Man, there are people I know for sure who hate the bedroom because it is not these things.
Yeah.
It has become a prison. Others are not satisfied.
Yes.
How does one break this prison of the bedroom?
I normally say sleeping patterns don't lie.
Right.
The way you sleep defines the kind of relationship you are faced with.
Sure.
All right.
Some people sleep in spare bedrooms. Some
talk about it, Doc.
Some say in the sitting room. Someone says I don't close my eyes during the night because I don't trust my partner. So there's a beautiful enemy in your relationship because you've seen things, traits and behaviors that you're afraid. People die out of these issues. December, we've seen most children. Some people taking the lives of innocent children. So remember your emotions. Once you become reactive, most of the time psychology says men are reactive,
right?
Unlike women.
Yes.
So it depends on the challenges that you are facing. To say, when you are in a bedroom, when someone touches you, you feel like they're abusing. Someone says, when my partner makes love to me, it's like they're raping me.
Imagine.
Someone says, my partner does not want to make love to me, so I end up raping him or her so that I want to make love. So you can see how damaged society is. Because remember, making love, you need two people. There must be two of you.
Yes.
You can't make love to yourself. Otherwise, there's something wrong with the psychology. So the issue is you need to understand that you are engaging with someone's feelings, so you need them to be there. Not just their. Someone will end up saying, "I just," and when they are making, you no longer remember when you start. It's romantic, you make love, but when the love is gone, you have sex because it's procedural. Just do and finish.
Yeah.
Because it's all about
now
you.
It's a formality now.
It's a formality because it has to be done. Not to satisfy. And most people don't communicate sexually. That's why most relationships, it doesn't matter whether you're cultural or Christian. But once you are not sexually satisfied, there's feelings don't eat grass. You need to address those issues and communicate to say, my love, this is how I think things should be done. But there's a problem. The issue is once my partner says, I want us to do things this way, then the issue is, where did you learn that from? You had another man, you had another woman.
That's right.
So there's a problem of communication and lack of maturity. If you don't play your role and satisfy your partner, you will be replaced.
Sure.
You will be replaced.
You will be replaced. It doesn't matter how long it takes. You will be replaced.
Eventually you will be.
Because feelings don't eat grass. That person is human. There's no drive-through for feelings or drive-through for sex or care or understanding or tolerance.
Wow,
you will be replaced.
Oh, Doc.
Yeah, Doctor, there's a question that I have for you. But before I ask you that question, ndifuna ukwazi uba, is there, in your line of duty, if I were to put it that way, is there the one thing that tops them all that becomes the reason for people to divorce? The top of the range, the very first one, above all your clientele, when they come to you, what is the one common problem that most married couple have?
It's complicated. I won't say one, but remember it's multidimensional.
Okay.
Because all other things fit into each other.
Okay.
Right.
Like if I can explain that to say, okay, you this parent say you love them. Love is not enough. You love them, but they don't respect you. I love you, but I don't trust you. I love you, but I can't commit. I love you, but I'm lying. I love you, but I don't play my role. You see how complicated it is. But the main thing that you find is there is no trust in a relationship. Trust goes with committing into loving someone, playing your responsibility. I want to make love to you in the evening. But I failed in the afternoon to play my role, to say, you said I must pick up the kids and bring them home, but I did not do that. Already your feelings are damaged. The trust is gone. You said I must do this in the afternoon, but I did not do that. I told you what is affecting me psychologically, but you told your family or your friends. Then how do I trust you? How do I love you? Okay, you said I must do 1, 2, 3, but I don't love you. Love the kids. I love to make love to you. You see how complicated it is.
Sure.
So the issue of trust is one in a relationship, and trust goes with love, commitment, the ability to sacrifice for other people. You always sacrifice for me, but I can't do the same for you. It's your birthday, but I always think about myself. Wow. My money works for my own things, but I want you to be loving to me. How do you do that?
Wow.
Oh, wow. with that being said, I once came across, I think it was an update on social media, where it was saying that there are certain people who are not supposed to be married.
Yes.
And
it's like you read this book.
Lovely.
So I want to come to you now, Doctor, and ask you, what are those people, what are the traits, the character traits of people that are just not supposed to be married? Somebody is watching, somebody is listening, and this is an opportunity for them to look, do an introspection and decide, but am I the type to be married or am I not? I might be sitting here saying that I'd like to get married again. I must mention again.
Yeah.
But it may happen that in the actual fact, I need to do the inner work myself, and I fall under the list of people that are not meant to be married. Is it when you answer that question, can you also tell me, is it people that can work on them? Is it something that is workable? Because like I said, I came across this on social media, and this person was saying there are people that are not meant to be married, and this person mentioned that narcissists are one of those people. They didn't go any further, but I'd like to pose this question to you to say,
I think let me go back to the Bible so that it should not be say it's me.
All right.
When Abraham wanted the wife for Isaac, if I'm not mistaken, he called a senior servant to say, don't go to this tribe, but go to this one, because you'll never get a good wife. But there's a test that you must do. When you get there, ask the lady for water for the camels.
All right.
But the lady went an extra mile to say, I will give you water to drink, but also for the camels. Now, what I'm saying is, there are certain people, I won't say there are people who are supposed to be married or not, but I will say there are people who will be good in marriage and those who are not good.
Yeah.
In a sense that some people will never change, because they are like that. I will never change because this is who I am. If nginenkani and I realize ukuthi nginayo but I don't want to change, then how do you change me? Because change goes with the ability and acceptance to change.
Yes.
So it's an issue of saying, what is the level of maturity in your marriage?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the level of your emotional control in your marriage? When you talk about, do I understand what love is? My understanding of love and that of yours might be different. Now, I talk in one of my books to say 25 types of relationships. One of them being convenience. And the other one is a love marriage. I'm coming with the concept of saying, I love you. But on the other hand, I'm there to say, what do I get from this marriage?
Yeah.
Convenience.
Convenience.
So there are two visions and objections. To say, I'm there for love, but I'm there for what I have to get.
Right.
So the vision is different. So you need to understand to say, as much as you love each other, in what kind of relationship are you? Are you there for love? Are you there for convenience? That's why most relationships or marriages don't last, because people live a lie. That's why I talk about the pressure from social media that we get. People live to please other people. Most partners, instead of complimenting each other, they compete with each other. Because I want to prove that I'm better than you. I want to prove that my family is better than you. I want to prove that I do things better than you. Forgetting that you are supposed to be a team.
Yeah. It's not a power struggle here in the marriage.
You are there. It's like making love. You synchronize each other in feelings. You can't therefore say you are kissing each other with eyes wide open and shouting at each other. There's something wrong with the mindset. So it's a concept of saying, what is it that you want to achieve in a relationship? But therefore, as a person, are you mature enough to function in the love environment? To function in a way that you can build your relationship. Can you understand yourself and understand someone? Can you respect yourself and respect? It's kuba like the Bible says. The ability to tolerate and to be humble. Most people become very stubborn. There are people who are stubborn by nature. They want to control their families, and when they get into marriage, they want to control their husband, wives, and the families of the husband and wives. So how then do you become relevant to the relationship? You are not. Then you are in a wrong institution.
It's not for you.
It's not for you.
So the problem is about you, not the relationship or the marriage as an institution. There's nothing wrong with the Christianity or tradition, but the person in functioning or applying it might be wrong.
Absolutely.
Can I take advantage of you next to me?
I'm here.
Yes, he's here for that.
And say, am I right if I say for myself now? I've decided that when I do meet somebody and get married again, I'm definitely going for somebody that is kind. That is top of what?
That is like priority.
Kind in what way?
Somebody who is kind to me, somebody who is kind to other people, somebody who is kind to people who will do, whom he doesn't have anything to benefit from. For me, that is a trait that is very important, because it is also me. I'm also like that. And I've realized that I never functioned well in my previous marriage, because in that area there was an imbalance. And so, am I correct to put it that way for myself, to say, okay, Nandiba, now that you're planning to get married again in future, ubuti makabe kind. In fact, it's if he is not kind, that is my
deal breaker.
I'm not going that route. He should be kind. Am I right to say that for myself?
It should not be a standalone aspect, but it should form one part of that which you want.
A bigger picture.
But don't set higher standards, because I might be kind but not honest.
All right.
I might be kind but not trustworthy. I might be kind but selfish. I might be kind but living a lie.
So, Doc, you're saying that we can be looking at the trees, but being blind to the forest.
Yes.
Meaning that I see
Yes.
what I want and what is important to me,
Yeah.
but then I'm blind to the rest.
To the rest.
I'm saying don't look at one aspect, but have a multi-dimensional concept to say, okay, he's kind, but he's lacking in 1, 2, 3. But have a sense of saying, but learn to know each other better. Sometimes I might not be kind, but loving with everything that you need. But you can teach me to be kind. Women have the beautiful aspect of teaching us as men to be better.
Absolutely, I
And to
agree.
be better husbands and better boyfriends. Depending on how you carry yourself as a woman. The ability to change a man is how you carry yourself as a woman. I have seen so many people who have husbands who don't go to church, but the husbands end up coming to church because what
Yeah.
they've seen in their house
Yeah.
projecting themselves.
Yeah.
So how you carry and exhibit yourselves changes the mindset and makes you a man. The secret is for those who are not married. How you carry yourself makes a man to commit
All right.
or to marry you.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you are stubborn as a woman,
Yeah.
then I've got a problem with that.
Sure.
You can love a man 200%, but if you don't respect them, they will leave you. Similarly, if a woman, you can love a woman or love a woman, but if you don't respect a woman, they will not be happy because when you make love to her, it's like you are using my body.
Yeah.
So you don't respect me.
Wow.
So the priorities are therefore different.
Yeah. In
Hey,
chapter
Doctor.
7, Doc, related to Nandip's question before, you asked the question, what you must, or it's not a question, it's a statement, what you must know about your partner before getting married.
Yes.
And these are the people who want to get married, who've got the desires to get married. We've already dealt with the issue that, hey, not everyone is for marriage, or marriage is not for everybody. Some people will not get married. I mean, if we look at just male-female statistics, the truth is, then
Yes.
according to the numbers, not everyone will get married unless we make polygamy a norm. But
Yes.
anyway, I will get to that.
We'll get
But what are some of the things you strongly believe that we should be getting to know about each other as partners before jumping into marriage? Of course, you will never know someone completely, but there are definite conversations that you declare must be had before marriage.
I think the first thing, Mapoloba, is to know someone. Do you know the person that you're talking to, that you want to commit to? Most people, that's why I say most people in relationships are strangers. They assume to know each other,
Yes.
but they don't.
Yeah, yeah.
So you need to know the person that you are dealing with
Absolutely.
and know yourself. To say, I will say, I want someone who is not cheating sexually.
Yes.
But I define 8 types of cheating. You'll find this person.
Yes, it's in chapter 8.
Yeah, they waste there are people who love the concept of marriage, but they don't love the person that they're married to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are cheating. It carries the same way as sexual cheating.
Yes.
And when you talk about I love the kids than the person that I'm married to. I love what he bought or what she bought for me.
More than them.
More than them. So you need to know to say, learn to know the person that you're going to commit.
sir.
What is the
Yes,
real
sir.
character be? Forget how I'm dressed, what I'm smelling, good or bad, whether what I'm driving, the green, blue, red card that I'm swiping. Who is me? What is my level of maturity?
Sure.
My concern when I see someone that will say I love this person is the mindset,
Wow. Wow.
because
Yeah.
that's a time bomb.
Absolutely.
If I've got
Absolutely.
an unstable mindset, then I've got a problem.
It's going to implode. It's
And
just a matter of time.
Once I'm angry, then we run on the street, we are fighting on the street. There's a problem with the level of maturity. Your concern should be the level of maturity in a person. Forget about what they're wearing. Comes
hear you.
next.
I hear you, doctor.
Because therefore you'll be able to see kindness, you'll be able to see love, you'll be able to see being considerate. Someone who will be able to listen to you. Most people don't listen, they want to be listened to. They talk 24 hours, but they don't have 2 seconds to listen to someone.
Sure.
And listening is a skill.
Yeah.
Because therefore it makes you have the ability to know someone better. That's where kindness starts from. So that's why I argue in the book to say, what is the foundation of your marriage or relationship? You see, in or some shadow when. What are you made of? So if the foundation is made on lies, it will never last. If it was made on the basis of saying you love the car I'm driving, when the car is gone, the love is gone. Because your foundation is made on an asset.
My goodness.
Doctor, you mentioned about 4 times that you must learn the person, you must learn the partner that you're considering getting into marriage with. I want to know, how do you learn a person when you are not staying with them? What is your thought around cohabitation? Any thoughts on that? As a Christian, what are your thoughts around that?
Look, you need to spend as much time as you can with someone.
Right. Okay.
Make time for each other. Take time. The mistake that we make sometimes is, especially culturally or in churches, we say you must quickly get married this age.
Yeah.
Someone says to me, is there a certain age through which you must marry? I said no.
Okay.
Why? Because learning someone takes time. But also you can learn someone when you're already in a relationship, so it depends. Yeah. Now, the other thing is, someone will say it is wrong for someone to get married at 14. Someone will say yes. Someone will say no. Yeah. Someone will say when you're 35, you must get married. Now, when Isaac married, was it Sarah or I can't remember?
Abraham,
yes. The lady was 14.
Yes.
Abraham was
Very
45
young.
or 44.
Yes.
In real times, they'll say it's not acceptable.
Yeah. Statutory
but
rape.
the maturity level at 14 might be applicable to marriage because the values and principles are there. Now I'll say you are 39, but the principles and values are not there. So you see the imbalance.
I see. I see.
So it goes with the level of maturity to say, can this person build a relationship? Is this person relevant to the relationship? Are they worthy? Are they adding? What is the value? That's why I discussed to say, what is the return on investment in your relationship? What value is coming into the relationship?
My God. No,
so if the value is 0, so your waste is like watering a dead plant. I'm taking you back.
Yeah.
You see how beautiful you are. If you see a relationship downgrading you, then it's a wrong relationship. It's the wrong person for you.
Thank you.
That's why I talk about wrong partner, wrong husband, wrong girlfriend. Let's talk about it. People must learn to talk.
And you wrote a book on
that's the next book that you wrote.
Yes.
What is the
Wrong Husband, Wife, Partner. Let's talk about it. That's the second book by Dr. Mashudu Mbedzi. And in this book, you assert that it is definitely possible to be married to the wrong person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, that's a conversation we are not willing to have as Christians. Because, listen, once I'm married, till death do us part. So this discussion of umuntu wrong or right, abanye bathi, once you've married them, they are right now. Forget about what's wrong or right. Tell me about your thesis behind this book.
Most people are married to the wrong partners, wives and husbands. That's why the divorce rate is high.
I was also married to a wrong partner.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would not be divorced.
Yeah, because you got the wrong person.
Oh, my goodness.
Because remember, marriage or relations don't have a preview.
Yeah.
If there was a preview, then you will choose better.
Because
you have seen what you like.
Yes,
acceptable to you.
Yeah.
So it's like, for instance, if a marriage had an expiry date, or if a relationship had an expiry date, would you renew it like the disc of a car?
Guys,
most people say no.
This is the question,
can
ladies
you
and gentlemen. This is the question.
Can you please ask the question again?
If a marriage certificate had an expiry date, like a disc of a car, would you renew it? Or if a relationship had an expiry date,
would you
renew it? If God was to come today and say, all of you, Ndumiso, I'm resetting everything. Do you go back to your partner or leave?
Jesus.
Some people will live through the roofing.
they'll leave
I'm
running.
interested to know where you stand with that question. If marriage had an expiry date, would you continue? Would you renew it? Where do you stand, Doctor?
It's unfortunate to say all of us have got performance contracts where we work.
Yeah.
But marriage or relations don't have a performance contract.
That's a very interesting.
So depending,
You know?
depending on the performance contract, I'll renew it. If not, I will not.
Okay.
Depending on what I've seen.
Yeah. That's where do you stand with?
So with me, I'll
This is
renew
Very
it.
interesting.
So with me, I'll renew it because I'm happy. It's fine.
It will depend.
Yeah, but now, depending on the KPIs, key performance indicator, to
Yes.
say, and daughter will achieve 1, 2, 3. But therefore, I think in terms of the marriage vows,
Yeah.
they have to be amended. Because you can't say in sickness and in health, in suffering, no, I mean, I'm going to
Yes.
so and easy. Now, and then on the other side, you say in sickness, there is medical aid. Remember the vows were made before there was medical aid.
Yes.
I'm limited. If you are sick, what do I do? Because I must take you to the hospital. If you die here, then it's a police case to say possibly you killed him or her. You see?
My goodness.
So if the in case of sickness, if I can afford to give you what I will. But if there's medical aid, it's none of my business. You must go and consult because you've got medical aid.
Yeah.
So vows have to be amended. But I can't subject myself to suffering. If now you want to be in suffering, and easy. I want to be richer.
Yes.
So I mean, my mind
Yeah.
is stuck on this thing that I still believe marriage to be this forever idea.
Yeah. I'm the late Moswena.
No, I know I divorced. You know, it's a contradiction.
Yeah.
But I still believe it's a forever.
But I want to know
committing.
where you stand with
This,
it. This is very interesting.
And this is what I'm explaining.
And you must also speak to Abanda out
Exactly.
there to comment on this one, to say, where do you guys stand? Would you renew your marriage?
Should Aaron Mutweledi put, the Minister of Home Affairs, should he put in a clause for renewal or expiry on marriage certificates?
Yes.
And what would you be? So I'm saying, I'm stuck on this idea that marriage is forever. And it's romantic, it's nice. But the conversation we are having is forcing us to talk about the fact that it might not be practical. It's idealistic.
The question is,
it's
would
romantic.
you marry the same person, in
yeah.
your second life? Would you fall in love with the same person in future if you knew who they are now? I think viewers will be able to answer that.
And people evolve. Sometimes you marry a person being a nice person, and a few years down the line, they are strangers. They've completely changed. And therefore, I agree with you, Doctor, that I honestly wish or hope that this is something that would be considered, to say that marriages should be renewable, to say maybe after, like Sia was saying earlier, after 5 years, you decide if you want to continue. Automatically after 5 years it ends.
I think it's an issue of saying people must be able to say, I'm tired. This is not working. I think that's the best thing you can do. You don't need an institution to change your life. Remember, when I say I love you, we are going to formally get married. Already we are married. We are that's just validation.
Okay. Meaning that the signing is validation.
Yeah, it's validation. You already love each other. You're already emotionally and intimately married.
Right.
Okay.
But you'll find that the marriage certificate is there, but you are emotionally divorced. So where are you? You are physically there. That's why that's why I talk on the last chapter, I talk about emotional cheating, to say I make love to you, but in my mindset I'm thinking of someone
else.
And I praise you to an extent that I think that everything and gold and diamonds are here. But I'm thinking of someone else.
Which is a sad reality, Doc.
Sad.
In the very first chapter,
you're trapped, in other words.
You open talking about the characteristics of the wrong partner, wrong wife, wrong husband. Now, people who are listening are definitely interested on this one, to say, what are the characteristics of this wrong person, this wrong spouse?
I think you spoke about someone being kind, and some who are, you can check some of the characters. Some people who are very stubborn. You can check some of the key points. We'll talk about them. But the main issue is, if you get someone who cannot respect you, understand you, or love you, you've got a wrong person.
Yeah.
People who are too selfish, people who a mama's baby who cannot stand, who don't have a backbone. You see, when we are married, we should be able to consult with each other. But the problem is when there's a third party. That's why I talk about the marriage trilemma. To say, once you've got society, churches, a family, and friends, but where do you fit in as partners or spouses?
Sure.
You should be able to take your own decisions. You are the final people to live your life and take your decision. Yes, we have got family; they are part of you. But if there are partners or spouses who don't listen to each other, but they prefer to listen to friends. They prefer to listen to their parents to say, you can't tell me anything. My parents say this is how we do things in this way. There are people who want to be champions of other people's relationships, yet they themselves failed in their own standing.
Wow.
But we don't deny that there are certain people who are not married but can give you good advice. But there are certain people who want to be referees in other people who will tell you that this is how you must dress, what you must eat, what you must do in your own house.
I'm laughing at the referees.
which is none of their business.
Yeah.
Forgetting that they have to respect your relationship.
Yes. Wow. One of the things you mentioned is that you say the field of psychology proposes the following signs indicating that you're married to the wrong person. Number one is you're always sad.
Some people can't remember when they were last happy. When was the last time that you took each other out?
My goodness.
You end up saying, I can't take my partner out because it's like I'm making a takeaway of my problem. There are people who are lonely whilst their partners are there. There are people who are longing for love, attention, and respect, but their partners are there. So that's why I'm saying, what is your role play your role in your relationship. Learn to deal with your issues. We don't say marriage is going to be healthy and 100% no. But have the ability to communicate and deal with your issues. Communicate and understand each other. Respectfully so.
That's right. And then you the third point here about one of the signs of being married to the wrong person, you talk about the fact that fights and disagreements are a regular thing, but also you very importantly here, which is a very big topic, you both have conflicting priorities.
That's why I said marriage is like driving in one car going different directions. I'll have financial priorities of building a relationship. The other partner will not do so. I'll have priorities of saying this is what we want to achieve. But we are doing things differently. But we are living the same life. So what is it that we'll achieve at the end of the year? It will be zero. Because we are not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So my priorities is like, I'm going to Durban, you are going to Cape Town, I'm going to Limpopo. But therefore, when do we reach our destination? Because our priorities are different, financially, sexually, respectfully, all those kind of blocks. We are not reaching anywhere.
Powerful stuff. A very controversial one, does by little dog. Uti, another sign is when you are into someone else.
Yes.
You're in love with someone else while you're
married. You are married, but
it's a sign.
You are into someone else. That's why most of the time when people make love, they think of someone else.
Sure.
To reach climax. So it's an issue of saying, there are people, say for instance, we have got love in a relationship, but they don't have friendship. That's why when there's challenges, they call someone else or they text someone else. There are certain people who don't have friendship in a relationship. It's like, I love you, but I'm not into you. I can't feel you.
Okay. You're a person of faith.
So what do you do when feelings are gone? When someone makes love to you, it's like they're abusing you because you are not into them. So what do you do? Feelings don't eat grass and there's no drive-through for feelings. Then what do you do?
Are there grounds for you as a counselor as well to say, in instances of this nature, I usually advise couples to just go their separate ways?
Important question.
Remember, if you have done whatever you can to address issues and there is no remedy, or if the other partner does not want to change in making things better, then there's a problem. You have gone into counseling, you have engaged family, then the person does not want to change. What do you do? What do you do?
I leave.
So you decide, because you are the one in a relationship. But now, if you are there to, it depends to say, were you there to build a relationship, or you wanted what you want, then you want to leave.
Sure.
Convenience or love.
Yeah.
So it depends on the to say what is the objective of you being in a relationship.
Yeah.
What is it that you want to achieve in your relationship?
That's right, sir.
You see, so it's a two-way process. If there are things, if the relationship is now abusive, then it's no longer safe for you and the kids, if any. Then it's not worth living for. You can't therefore say till death do us part, because the other person is abusing and you every day, knowing that you won't go anywhere. Then it's not worth it.
My goodness.
As long as your life is at stake, then it's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
Wow. I know this book is for everybody, but I want to highly recommend it for people who are not yet married, who are going to marry. It is for everybody, I know. But if you are not yet married, you're going to jump in. The gems and the tools that are in here are amazing.
Minimizing the risks.
Minimizing your risk.
Yes.
Do your best, at least. You can't avoid everything 100% because we don't know the future. We can't preview, like you said, Doctor. Now, in chapter 4, something very seriously, you talk about secrets
Yes.
in marriage, keeping secrets. Should we keep secrets or should we not keep secrets? Should we be telling each other everything or not? And I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I don't have an answer yet.
There are 38 categories of secrets in terms of psychology. There are those to keep.
Okay.
They say you have got about plus minus 38 secrets that you have, 15 of which you carry on a daily basis, 3 to 5 which you will never told anyone. There are those to keep and those that you are not supposed to keep. Yes, in a relationship. Your private, personal history, whatever happened in before, to say sexually or intimately, this is what happened. It's your secret. It has nothing to do with the next person.
You don't think that's important knowledge for your partner to understand your relationship history, your sexual history?
You can, but you can't go into detail to say this is how I used to feel when I was with someone and you are not doing this. So why don't you go to that person? Where do I fit in?
Yes, sir.
You see? So you can't be telling them, oh, he used to do this, or say she used to do this. So why am I there?
Why am I there?
And easy. So, so family issues have got nothing to do with your relationship unless it impacts on your relationship. So there are certain secrets but financial issues have to be disclosed.
Yeah.
There are certain issues that you have to disclose to your partner. If it's health issues, sexually, then because definitely if you're not using protection, it will affect you.
Yeah.
So there are certain issues that you may, but you need to know to say, in you disclosing the secrets, is that person worthy to disclose to?
Yeah.
Because I might be in love with you, but you might not be trustworthy to an extent that I can't tell you certain things.
Yeah,
Can I trust you? Because telling secrets goes with the level of trust.
Trust, yes.
But therefore, there are certain secrets that builds your self-esteem and respect. For instance, if you are walking on the street and everyone knows everything about you, how will they respect you?
Yeah, you see, yeah.
So certain issues have got nothing to do with other people. But in a relationship, there are certain issues that you can disclose and those that you can't.
Wow, that's important. Lastly, from my side, I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Culture, in our context, African culture, with marriage.
Yes.
You've touched on some things that can affect it, but a big controversial issue in our circles is polygamy as a type of marriage or a type of an alternative family setup. With that, polyamory and polyandry as well. What are your thoughts on some of those things, including open marriages? I mentioned 4 of them, but let's kick off with the whole.
They are all there in my book.
Awesome.
There is nothing wrong with polygamy. As long as you can manage to finance or run your life.
I see.
There's nothing wrong with traditional Christianity. Let's start there. The problem is the person applying it.
Who's behind it?
If I want to take 2, 4, it doesn't matter how many wives, but I should follow proper protocols of informing the first wife to say, this is what I want to do. Engaging family, doing all the traditional things that you have to do. There's nothing wrong with that.
I hear you.
The person is the same as saying, I'm a Christian, I can't be romantic to my partner. Or I'm a Christian, I'm a traditional person, I can't touch the panties of my woman. Yet I'm married. I'm married, but I can't buy the lilets for my wife. Then you are saying to me, when you make love, you're the first to remove underpants. But you're saying I can't touch them. Then there's something wrong with that. I say to some of my friends, who of you can buy lilets for a wife? Some says I can't. Because I can't be able to pay for that.
Sure. It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. But therefore, that is your wife. But therefore, it is wrong to say always that you know that you need those things, a woman, but you always say you discharge that responsibility to me. But I can do that sometimes. You see, don't use culture to run away from your responsibility.
That's right, sir.
Of playing your role as a woman or as a wife. Learn to respect and love someone, but don't use them through culture or Christianity to say I can't be romantic. Some will say I can't. When I listen to my wife, it's like I'm lowering my standard of being a man. But there are certain women also, sorry to say, who are very stubborn, who want to be men in a setup of in a household, that they want to control everyone because they control some other people where they come from, but they want to control you. So it depends on the level of respect. There's nothing wrong with tradition, but the problem is the person applying it.
Whoa, Doctor,
Yes,
you've said a mouthful.
Absolutely.
My very last question, or rather, is it a comment? No, it's a question. How would you advise me being somebody who is a divorcee, who loves the idea of marriage and would like to get married again one day in future, me being somebody who's representing a whole lot of other people who are listening to this podcast or who are watching this channel through YouTube, how would you advise this person, been married before, would like to get married again? What is it that I should look out for? What is it that I think you've mentioned some of those, but it doesn't hurt to say it again because I don't want to get married to divorce again. Because
Can't go through that hell again.
I cannot.
Absolutely.
Look, marriage is beautiful. Sometimes, remember, there's what we call the learning zone. I don't know which chapter it is, or is on this one to say, there are 4 zones that I discuss.
Okay.
To say there's what we call the learning zone, whereby you are afraid of what people say. And whatever people say affects you. Then there's what we call the growth zone. When you function in the growth zone, you don't care who says what. You understand that you know who you are.
Yes.
You are confident. It doesn't matter whether people say, remember, whatever people say, bad or good, defines what to That's
right.
That's the definition of that thinking.
And it's none of my business.
It's none of your business. Mina, you can insult me today. That's your problem. I've got better things to do. But someone will say, no, you can't do that to me. But you'll find that person is a Christian. Learn to understand that you'll be insulted. They will say whatever but know where you stand. So whatever you want to achieve, it's all about you. Nothing is impossible. The problem is, don't be stuck in the past.
Yes.
Don't be offload your garbage and say, I want to be better. But don't set standards that will chase good people away.
Yes.
Don't stop making comparison to say, I had this person like this, now I want this. Learn, reset your life and say, this is who I am, this is what I want.
Amazing.
But have a benchmark to say, I can't lower my standard to accept nonsense or beautiful nonsense.
Beautiful nonsense.
But learn to grow to say, this is what I want to achieve. and this is woman. You'll find the best friend in your life.
Thank you, Doctor.
Wow.
Thank you. I think I'm well equipped and ready.
What an educational episode. This we are enriched. We are equipped to be better in relationships, in marriage going forward, and just to think differently.
Yeah.
This is what I liked about Dr. Mbedzi when I saw him first. The different approach, and this is what we're all about on the Christian podcast. Having discussions and conversations that no one wants to have and talk about, but they affect us on a real level. Doctor, I have no words to say thank you. It's been an amazing honor to have you. It's been a very educational period of time that we've had. These ones I am buying, they are mine, they are staying here. Also, okay. These two.
It's fine. It's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Mbedzi has been doing marriage counseling since 1992. That's 31 years. He is available as a keynote speaker, as a marriage seminar a speaker, motivational speaker, singles and group counseling, coaching and development, editing and publishing services as well, and also academic papers. And his books are available to be ordered as well. The first book that we looked at today is entitled Married but Intimately Divorced. The second one is called Wrong Partner, Wrong Wife, Wrong Husband, etc. To contact Dr. Mashudu Mbedzi, you can email him, and we'll put the details on the screen. Is mashududavid.mbedzi 929@gmail.com, and we'll also put all his details, his numbers. He's available on social media as well, and you can see what he's up to. I think it's every Tuesday that you're on Radio 2000.
I do a lot of radio stations.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot of 2000, 702, Ligwala Gwala,
amazing.
Woman Radio for Mam Yuvan Chaka Chaka. It's a lot of them.
Yes,
so
sir.
I think the best thing I can say is get the books.
Yes.
Support me so that I can keep on talking. Remember, I talk on prepaid.
Yes.
So get the books.
Yes.
The good thing about the books is that you don't have to read from the first page to the last one or chapter to understand. You can read from any chapter going backwards.
And you can understand.
Each and every chapter is a standalone. So it's an easy read, and there are recommendations from psychologists globally.
Yes, sir.
To say these are the issues, what you must do if you are faced with 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
And this book is for anyone married, divorced, coming back. It's for you. Those who are single.
Yes.
I'll say it's a dictionary of life. It's a Bible of dictionary of life.
Absolutely.
Because it makes you realize who you are and that which you want to achieve. But to the viewers, I'll say. Just love yourself and accept who you are.
Yes.
To say
your
life is not a mistake.
Yeah.
And you don't owe anyone any explanation. But whatever you want to achieve in life, you can.
Absolutely.
Whether you are married 25 times, 65 times, it takes time. You can kiss 20 frogs to get to the best one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes our lives are different. I normally say God gave us our own channels of life, and sometimes what we face might be worth it because we are on a good path to get whatever we want to achieve. If your level of achievement is 200%, don't expect challenges to come at 10%. So they will come at the level of that which you are supposed to achieve. And life sometimes will be ruthless to you because that which you are supposed to achieve, the power in you and the ability in you is more than what you know.
Yeah.
So don't expect the devil to be kind to you. Sometimes I say we need the devil so that we can see the power of God.
Amen.
Praise God.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Appreciate it. What a wonderful episode.
It was.
Amazing.
I enjoyed this.
Yes,
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you so much for joining us today as well, you listening and watching. Amazing stuff. Get hold of the books. Get hold of Dr. Mbedzi. And believe you me, you've heard for yourself, you're going to be a much better person. Yeah, but I don't want to divorce. I don't want to find out I married the wrong person.
You won't. After reading that book, you will not.
After these,
you're minimizing the chances.
That's it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. We
Goodbye.
love you. Goodbye.
Cheers.